what is success not? All right. What does it not look like? And this is about to be counterculture. So buckle in, strap in, hold on to your seats, because success is not a big house. Success is not the perfect marriage. Success is not what your girlfriends think about your life. Success is not a certain relationship that you want to have. It's not a certain amount of money that you want to make. It's not you getting what you think you should get, because success, according to God, is defined by Him, not by us. So if my success is defined by God, which I want it to be, because I want to walk with Him in alignment with Him, because being with Him is the best place for me to be, and I will find ultimate joy, my ultimate satisfaction will be found in Him and not in temporal things that can be taken away, because a house can be taken away. It's not in what our people around us think, our family members, our girlfriends. It's not in any of this, because sometimes what God tells you to do is going to feel like He let you down. It's not in alignment with what you wanted. You're not always going to get your way. I know this is an unpopular message. Somebody just decided to just leave, right? That our viewership just went down by 10%. Somebody didn't want to hear that, because as Christians, we've been taught many times from the pulpit that we get everything that we want because we're Christians, and that is not the case. It's just not the way that it works. That's not what the Bible says. Here, we're going to always go to the Bible, right? I heard Jackie Hill Perry on a recent podcast talking about that song by Bethel Music called King of My Heart. It's a beautiful song. I've listened to it and I've rocked back and forth to it, but I always had this thought, and she kind of confirmed the same thought. There's this line that says, you're never gonna let me down, right? So maybe the way that they mean this song is ultimately we're not going to be let down by God. But the way that I think some people hear this is, you're never going to let me down. I'm going to get everything that I want. You're never going to let me down. Nothing that I think is bad is ever going to happen in my life. There are things that you think are bad that happen all the time in this world and in our lives. But as Christians, the way that we navigate that is by defining it by God's definition of success. If God knows, right, that sin is in the world, and He decides that the ultimate master plan is to send His Son, and Jesus dies on the cross, and He is resurrected and sits now at the right hand of the Father, then we have a certain assurance that even though sin proliferates in the world, that God ultimately is going to resurrect. We know that God ultimately is going to bring us to the point of sitting at the right hand, right, of the Father, that He's going to make all of this work out, that He's going to fix the situation. Ultimately, bad things may happen. It was really a struggle for me when I was a new Christian to understand this, that why are bad things happening if God is God? Sin is in the world. That's why bad things are happening. We live in the world. Sin is in this world. But God said there will come a day, right? He's going to return and He's going to set everything in order again. But until then, we have to trust. We walk by faith, not by sight, that God is going to cause something good to happen out of all of the bad that we've experienced, out of all the bad that we see around us, right? He will cause it to work together. Romans 8:28. Somebody go ahead and write it down. He's going to work it together for your good. For those who are called, right? For those who do two things, love God and are called according to His purpose. So we will see it happen. So when I hear the words of this song, I have to put them in context. He's never going to let me down according to the will and purpose that He has for my life. But if I was going into this thing thinking that success was what I wanted, yeah, I'm going to be let down.